Hey, folks, welcome to Market Intraday Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com, your leaders in pure technical analysis, avoiding all that Wall Street hype. This video for Tuesday, February 14th, 2012 is sponsored by Realtik. All right, let's get right into the mix, folks. Markets are a little bit on the downside today. NASDAQ is down 11, S&P is down 6, Dow is down 44 points on the day. Now, the key is to recognize what's going on here in the market. Obviously, a couple things that are catching my eye from yesterday's action and going into last week. You can see right here, the high from last Thursday was the high on the market at around 135.60, which was key resistance on the daily chart. I can quickly flip over to the daily chart. See this white trend line right here? A major trend line right there. If I zoom out, you can see exactly where it's coming from, going back to July 7th. So you know we ran into resistance there. Now, the next step on an intraday basis is to look at the lower highs. Now, when you start to look for a top in a market, one of the things you're looking for is weakness. And weakness can be in multiple forms, but one of the forms is making lower highs and lower lows. And recently here, what you can see here, you put the top in last Thursday, and then here on Monday, yesterday, we made a lower high, and that has to be a little bit of something that catches your eye. In addition, yesterday's low, today we made a lower low, and even later today we just made a even more lower low. So we are making lower lows as well on a basis of intraday analysis. So again, there are certain signals that the market is very extended and ultimately needs a pullback here, and it may have begun. All right, now again, do I think it's going to be a big pullback? No, not right now. I don't really foresee it being a master huge pullback, but just more of a consolidation pullback at the short-term period. All right, now a couple other factors to go over here on the charts that I want to cover. Number one, on an intraday basis, we opened right around this 50 moving average. The market tried to get above and did get above, and you can see right here, you opened on the 51st candle on the 10-minute SPY. The second candle closed above the 50, but another weak sign, the market could not fill the gap to this point. And even though you closed above the 50, the markets then had a reversal candle, which started the sell-off, taking us to our mid-morning lows. Then we got a bounce, retested, made an actual lower low by a penny or so, bounced again, never took out the high again. Look at that. See how you're making lower lows and lower highs, even on an intraday basis? Here was a high, here was a lower high, here's a lower high. Then if we look at the lows, low, lower low, lower low, even lower low. So this is just something, again, that I'm keeping my eyes on. If you're looking at volume, many people like to look at the volume aspect. The volume is very light today. I mean, there's no real shift in volume. It's not like we're having a ton of volume in this market. Right now, we've done about 93.5 million, and it's almost a quarter after 2. My guess is we do about 135 million, 140 million today on the day. But again, as I speak, you can see the spiders pulling back a little bit here. You do have a small in spirit of bullish pattern, but a lot of resistance. You got the 20, the 200 moving average, and then ultimately the highs of the day and the 50 moving average here, which will also put some resistance in place in case the market were to pop up. All right, so again, weakness showing, things we must keep an eye on. More winners being spit out here in the research center, folks. And again, just to go over one, I had given members this stock FONR at $1.75, $1.75 being the key level, and that was right down here. And sure enough, since I alerted my members on this stock, it went up to a high of 285 today. 284 was the actual high of the day. Look at that. And again, my alert to my members when I started talking about this to chat room members, research center members on Traders Life 24/7, which is, part of the premium subscription. If you're a chat room or research center member, you get that social network. I talked about it down here, and look at the chart. Beautiful pop, monstrous move. You're talking literally 50+% move here on this stock. All right, in any case, FONR, another winner to the research center and chat room guys here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. In addition, what we want to take a look at is the dollar. Let's see what the dollar is doing today. With the market being weaker, it makes sense that the dollar is popping. I've had a little bit of a positive bias up until this little line right here. You can see this trend line right here. That's exactly what we're hitting today. That may stall the dollar out. If you get through this point, you're going to go to the 50 moving average right up here. So 20, 50, and those would be your two resistance levels. You're at resistance 1 on the dollar. But a nice little pop on the dollar pushing the market lower. Euro's falling today. It looks like the Greece austerity measures that passed on Sunday evening were really not good enough to what the European Union had wanted. Therefore, there's going to be some technical tweaking, it looks like, to those things, which, again, if they can't agree on it, you never know. I mean, the market may start to get nervous again based off of that. All right. Now taking a look at the GLD again, GLD down about 75 cents here. Let's go to an intraday basis chart. And you can see again, nice little fall in the GLD. It's bounced back nicely, but still down about 75 cents. Daily chart of the GLD, you can see lots and lots of trend lines here that I've been analyzing. But bottom line is, bear flag is slowly playing out here. Let me just erase some of these lines so we can see it again. And you can see I had this nice downward move positioned, then choppy sideways inside bars telling us of more downside. Now you're making another bear flag along the 20, which should yield some further downside on the GLD as well. All right, now let's go to the USO, which is actually having a flat to positive day. Looking at the charts right here, you can see we have moved above this key trend line, which does tell me there's a chance that the oil trade, the USO, goes back to around the $40 level. Looking at some key charts that I want to analyze today, Priceline. Watch Priceline. You may have a topping tail in formation here. If Priceline ends here or lower, I think this is a nice topping tail. Okay? If it closes above this blue line, then I don't like it. All right, now a topping tail, for those of you that don't know, is a bearish signal and can be utilized to make very good profits on the downside when you have a topping tail that is correct in place. Many people don't know how to really use a topping tail, but again, if you close below that blue line, it will be a topping tail. If you don't, then it will not be. Taking a look at Jpmorgan today, we are seeing some of the financials on the weaker side today. Good fall on JPM, nice dip here, although it still is holding these trend lines. If you really want to see the financials break down, JPM really needs to get through all these moving averages to the downside. Right now it's holding above, therefore you have to give the market the benefit of the doubt right now anyways, just based on Jpmorgan's chart. Goldman Sachs, on the other hand, continuing to pull back, but even look at Goldman, right there to the daily 20 moving average, must be respected. Taking a look at Apple Computer, Apple continues to grind higher, nearing the highs of the day here at 505 and change. This is the daily chart of Apple. I am getting somewhat interested in shorting this chart, but again, it needs to go up a little bit higher for me to want to do that. This is the intraday chart. So you can see it's very, very much sideways movement on Apple Computer. Right, but again, hovering just below the highs of the day as the market has gotten a good bounce back. And we're even seeing the Qs bouncing back nicely off their lows. If I type in the Qs chart here, intraday, you can see it's well off the lows, and this is bullish consolidation now as well. If we go to the Spiders chart, the SPY, that little consolidation continues to form right here, choppy sideways action on the SPY. All right, let me just see if there's anything else I want to bring to your attention. THQI, another small cap I tend to like, up another 4 cents today. And you can see, as long as you do the due diligence, this is something I ran into with FONR. FONR, folks, it was a small cap trading at a $10 million market cap. All right, so obviously a micro cap in terms of market cap. But the key was to analyze the fundamentals of the stock. And I'm usually a technical trader when it comes to large caps and ETFs in the markets. But when you look at small caps, you have to look and do a little digging. And ultimately, when I did my digging on FONR, I came across the fact that they made 25 cents last quarter, and the stock was trading at $1.75. So, I mean, if you just imagine them making 25 cents every quarter, they're making $1 in EPS, and the stock is trading at $1.75. I mean, that's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So the thought process being, all right, well, earnings came out today, they made another 25 cents. I was dead on that. But either way, I mean, even if they made 10 cents, it's still undervalued hugely. In any case, bottom line, do your research. If you do your good diligence, you will make money on small caps. It's just about researching and understanding the small cap market. And sure enough, my members here, you know, reaping the rewards from the analysis. And THQI is another one here. It's a turnaround story. Ultimately, will be a turnaround story. My guess is it'll be back above $1 within the next 6 months, at least, if not higher. Up about 4 cents, even in a down market today. The ones that I like will go up regardless of the market on small caps. Okay. All right. Let me just take a look here at ExxonMobil. Type in Exxon. Exxon's looking a little bit on the weaker side, down 20 cents today. Not much of a downside move there. We'll keep our eyes on that. And, yeah, I think that's about it, folks. I got to get back to trading this afternoon. I encourage you to come join the Research Center. Come join the Intraday Stock Chat. There's a 7-day free trial to both. You can come try us out as much as you want here for 7 days. Learn, profit with the pros, and then decide if you want to stay with us and sign up for the subscription. Take care, guys.